Hello friends and adventurers. Today I will explain a very important aspect of dungeon design. Sometimes we have a dungeon that we worked very hard on. We wanted to impress our players. We wanted to give sense of adventure. We wanted to be wonderful and glorious. But there is one thing that dungeon should actually do that many people don't even think about. Neither the players nor the DMs, sometimes not even the game designers. Maybe frequently not even the game designers. Whenever you see a bland or boring dungeon that doesn't really do anything for itself, something that's just out there to have enemies in and be a corridor until the boss, something very MMO-esque, shall we say. But that's not how a dungeon is supposed to be anywhere. Not even in a video game, let alone in a role-playing campaign. So, what is that crucial thing for a dungeon? It's to send a message. Does your dungeon send a message? That's the real question. Is it designed to tell the scene, the whole segment of the story? Does it perform on each level to plug itself in to the consciousness of the player, to retell why is it there, what does it do, and more importantly than even all that you have already heard in any other instruction for running a dungeon for a dungeon master, does it send a message to the player, him or herself, to their psyche, to their story? Does it present the kind of show that you wanted? Does it intimidate if you want it? Does it give a sense of pressure, or does it relax, or does it do a bit of each? Does it do something else? What is your plan? Why is the dungeon there from your design perspective? Not just historically in the world. In fact, what did you plan to do by having that dungeon? And yes, dungeons in something called Dungeons and Dragons, presumably, if that's what you're playing, because you might be playing something else. If you have dungeons there, sure, they're there, but that's not an excuse to just have them there. You should have them when you know why each dungeon is there. What kind of presentation does it make? What kind of message does it send? So always remember to first think, what message does my dungeon send? And then you will be able to have a design guide when you're working on the interior, on the exterior, on the atmosphere, on the enemies, on the boss, on the proceedings, on the pace, on the number of encounters, on the mechanics. Everything, all of that will fall into place by the guide that you have yourself envisioned when you ask yourself what kind of experience would you, as a player, want that dungeon to impart throughout, and how to do so. You would know now, because you have your blueprint of what you want, what you need, what you want to create, and therefore you won't be wasting your time, your resources. You won't be going back and forth and just having a corridor there, an enemy there. It won't just be random pile of bricks and tunnels and enemies and traps. It'll be a dungeon, and then that dungeon will be able to tell a magnificent story, because with all the traps and enemies and everything inside, items and situations, you'll be able to test the heroicness and interestingness of your players in many varying manners and have all kinds of fun. Sometimes a part of a dungeon is no less than emotionally breathtaking. Other times it is no less than like making a troll level in a video game for your friend to play inside and see the reactions. And when you learn to proficiently combine these elements as a presence of ambience behind the world, you'll have magnificent dungeons. So adventure, If you thought this was unique, maybe you can spare me a click and I could see you here next, or perhaps even every week, because there's more. Every week there's more. Always there's more. And I would love to hear what you think in the comments if you so decide. I'm M, and welcome to the DM table. Until next time, bye.